Travis Wayne Goodsell. Joseph Smith in the second vision adds some stuff to the prophecies of the latter days. From Malachi, he adds the potential for utterly wasted. He then points out, instead of the Old Testament prophecy, he uses Acts that talks about the Old Testament prophecy. And in Acts, precisely as it is written, is the word destroyed. But Joseph Smith goes on to talk about being cut off, which comes from Micah. And then he is told that he can't show the plates or the Urim and Thummim or anything to anybody, otherwise he will be destroyed. And so, knowing Greek, Acts, when translated correctly, is utterly destroyed. This is the fate of Mormons that Joseph Smith is talking about. He's not talking to the world. This isn't a proclamation to the world. He's talking to Mormons. And so Mormons are the ones who need to hearken to Joseph Smith, who's telling Mormons to hearken to the man like Moses in the latter days. I didn't even bring up Jesus, did I? Being a good boy. Yeah, he's our Christ, the man like Moses. If you had done your study, you would have known that. Section 103, verse 16. He's a Mormon. Follow the patterns of the words. It all ties together. And so Mormons don't want to believe they're going to fall. They don't want to believe they're going to be destroyed, let alone utterly destroyed. The church was prophesied by Joseph Smith to endure throughout the millennium. Well, wrong. Joseph Smith is warning you. You have to hearken to him or you will be utterly destroyed. But instead, Mormons want to be like Laman and Lemuel, which is a prophecy of Mormons in the latter days, thus Mormons fulfilling, again, prophecy from the Book of Mormon, from Joseph Smith, from the Bible. So in Ether chapter 15, Bruce R. McConkie puts in the chapter heading, "The Jaredite nation is utterly destroyed." Utterly destroyed is not in here, Bruce. But he's correct. Ether is a pattern for the utter destruction of the Mormons, if this is what they choose. Guess who Ether is? The Mormon man like Moses. And so, yeah, this is where Shiz and Coriantumr have their famous porn scene. Porn doesn't necessarily refer to nudity and sexuality. It can also be violence. Where was your mind? But yeah, this is one of the parts that people were complaining the Bible needs to be banned for. Our Book of Mormon needs to be banned because of its extreme violence. And yet I just pointed out to you it's a prophecy of you, Mormons. Not former Mormons, not ex-Mormons. Mormons. The rest of you have escaped the church. You're the only ones watching, I guess. Except for the one who keeps putting a thumbs down on my video. He thinks the church won't be destroyed, and that I'm a liar. And so he's proving it by putting a thumbs down on every video. Oh, he's so clever. So funny, especially if he's a she. But Mormons, you're not taking this seriously. See, as long as you don't learn the learning of the Jews, you will never know that this is the bicentennial year of that vision, and that this is the final year of the latter days, which means this is going to happen this year. Now, I know Nelson, because I've been doing the videos, is wanting to deceive you into thinking, no, it's not going to happen. After all, the church has failed multiple times since In the Coming Days in October 2022. Yeah, he's been trying so many ways to overthrow this government. He keeps failing. See, and Biden was a good boy. So they let his son get away with a sweet deal. You didn't realize he was being held hostage to get Biden to do his will, their will? You really think that they don't have that much power over the President of the United States, do you? Where's the DOJ in all of this? Oh, they were the ones that gave him the sweet deal? They're the ones who hesitated to indict a certain former seditious conspirator who was pretending to be the commander-in-chief? Yeah, there's a reason why the timing is the way it is. And I've warned you, I've gone over it with you, because I'm the only one who knows. Do you know the learning of the Jews? Do you know how to interpret the Bible and the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith and the learning of the Jews? Or did you forget that they were in the learning of the Jews? You were putting Jesus in there. So where is Jesus then? Oh, he'll come in his own time and in his own... No, the prophecies make it very clear when he's coming. Where is he? He missed it. I've been doing that video since 2017, when he was supposed to be here and he missed it. The learning of the Jews, man like Moses, who's a Mormon, yeah, he's right on time. He's been warning Mormons the whole time. And Mormons refuse to believe that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints could fall, and that they would be utterly destroyed. But this is a warning that if Mormons don't stop it, that there will be no Zion. You can't build Zion with a few people who don't know where to go. Do you know where to go? Nelson's telling you it's here in Utah. There won't be an exodus. No, duh. It's amazing. Nelson saying no, refusing to let Mormons go, and insisting that Utah is Zion. I'm sure there's a Bible prophecy about that somewhere in the book of Exodus. Oh, right, that man like Moses. And so, yeah, you probably think that therefore it's Missouri. Nope. Because you're not even bothering to read and study the Joseph Smith papers, are you? I mean, even if you just found out for the first time there's Joseph Smith papers, where have you been? Oh, dear God. Joseph Smith papers exposes that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a fraud. A criminal, evil, murderous fraud. But you don't want to look, because you want to be saved and save the church in ignorance. The Book of Mormon is very clear. Utter destruction is a likely scenario if Mormons continue to ignore my videos. Mormons have been warned. They've had the Book of Mormon. They've had the words of Joseph Smith. And yet they're still in denial, still waiting for Jesus to appear, who failed to appear. Do we need to wait for him to come a third time? He failed the first time, so he promised to come a second time. He missed the second time. I guess we got to wait for a third time. Third time's a charm, isn't it? How many failures does Jesus have to perform before you wake up and smell the Mountain Dew? Don't like the smell of coffee. So, yeah, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Ether 13, 18, and 22. See here, Ether was making lots of prophecies of the latter days. But guess what? His people esteemed him as naught and cast him out, and so he had to hide himself in the cavity of a rock by day and went forth out by night during his early morning run, viewing the things which should come upon the Mormons. This is how you like in the scriptures. That's all I'm doing. I'm innocent. Verse 18, came to pass in the first year that Ether dwelt in the rock. There came many people who were slain by the sword of those secret combinations. Oh, I've been telling you about that secret combination group that the church is directly connected to, seeking to overthrow the government. Huh. Fascinating. How can I be so true? And then 22. The Mormons sought to murder Ether, but he fled from before them and hid again in the cavity of the rock. Prophecy fulfilled. So back in that other chapter of Ether, 15, it says that there is a 4-year period of time of a gathering of the people, but not a gathering to Zion. The Exodus was in 2020. I've gone over this with you. If you need help, I refer you to Exodus. The Exodus. Everything happened that year, except for Mormons didn't go. Instead, 4 years later, utter destruction is what awaits. How did they know? Book of Mormon is so true, isn't it, Mormons? Oh, only as the learning of the Jews is it true. It's not true as literal history Christian Jesus. You realize that problem? See, critics of the church and the Book of Mormon keep pointing out to you that the Book of Mormon is not true as literal history. And you couldn't figure that out? It was right there in the beginning of the book. So how did you get deceived, Mormons? Who did you believe instead of your Christ? Because Jesus is a no-show. He abandoned you. So, yeah. I've done some more work. Not much. Just preparing in my little cave here. See, Nelson's got to come up with something else now to destroy you guys. Because he's failed all these times. And this book ban was his latest attempt, and that failed. And so, yeah, now they're trying to push more with the nation now. As people just don't care about the former seditious conspirator leader, Jacob, or also known as Zedekiah, in his first year of the reign of 2017. If you're not even going to bother to study, you can't just participate in Mormonism. You got to study. And so, yeah, now we wait for the church's next move. And as I've done, they're trying to backpedal, trying to claim, oh, no, we're not trying to destroy you. No! What are you going to do, Nelson? You're going to give up on your kingdom? That's not likely to happen. And so, yeah, we know exactly what's happening. He's doing all sorts of stuff behind the scenes that you have to pay attention to, like working with Muslims. You didn't notice that? See, did you also notice that the GOP, I don't know why liberal media keeps calling them the GOP, they're MAGA. GOP is dead. MAGA are now embracing Muslims, trying to do business with them. It's almost as if there's some kind of connecting secret combination tying the church with MAGA. Yeah, of course there is. The Mormons don't believe it. It's the one true church of Jesus who failed to show for the second coming. You probably believe the cross means an actual cross, so that you change history of the Roman period. They used poles, not crosses, which means the Jewish author was giving you a symbolic code for the sign in the heavens of the latter days. But you don't believe me. You'd rather be utterly destroyed.